This may not seem like a problem. I filmed quite a DIY drama. The sink is behaving like a bowl, and that was not deliberate. Before I continue, welcome. A journey of home renovation and maintenance. Welcome to Maintaining 18. The channel is about home maintenance. Apart from keeping things in good order, I want to save as much income as I can. I hope you tune in regularly. Is this a cartoon? There's some identity crisis going on. Garbage disposal is going full Tasmanian devil, yet it's just blended. Does it think it's a blender? Needless to say, when the kitchen sink is not working, the entire routine of the house comes to a halt. I've spent more on food these past weeks than the several months that preceded. It would take me some time to fix this problem, so I had to come up with an interim solution. I removed the garbage disposal, and forgive me for the fuzzy video. Without the garbage disposal, water would go straight down under the sink. That's why I used a bucket. The demonstration at the beginning of the video caused a problem. It caused a leak. Because of this issue, I decided to replace the garbage disposal. So now I can catch water with a bucket. This is great, but it's a bit inconvenient to be taking the bucket out from under the sink, emptying and bringing it back. I had a plan for that, which is to use a fuel transfer pump, or just a pump the water into another bucket. That way I can continue using the sink. While the bucket fills, it pumps out, and then I can empty the second bucket, if you may. So this was my solution, and I used this for 2-3 weeks while this problem persisted. I'm taking you back to the beginning. This problem did not just suddenly start. It started with a slow drain. The sink would often fill up and it slowly drains out. If I used the garbage disposal, it went down very, very quickly. Now, I was careful not to have any debris or anything unnecessary go into the drainage system. However, the garbage disposal does a good job of turning things into small particles. In fact, to get past the garbage disposal, it has to be maybe 1.5 millimeters, 2 millimeters, something like that. So I did not believe that it was blocked in terms of the line going into the garbage disposal, but with these issues you have to check everything. There's obviously some form of blockage somewhere. Since I saw this problem coming, I tried to head it off. So I used Liquid Plumber and a degreaser. So the technique here is to fill the sink up as much as possible and then throw the chemical in, let it sit for a little bit, and then run the garbage disposal to flush everything down. I was generous with the degreaser because I had quite a bit on hand. This technique seemed to work. It cleared up the sink quite nicely, and it was working for a hot minute. The garbage disposal made quite a frothy mix of the degreaser. The flow rate at this point was improving but was not satisfactory, and it seemed to allow a certain amount of water to go down very quickly and then it stalls out. So there's a blockage somewhere. I'm not sure where. Given the volume of water that goes down, it seems to be a bit deep into the plumbing structure. On to the next. I went on the roof to check the vent, and there was some leaves in it. To clear the vent, I used a sewer jet. It worked out perfectly. Now, to put this in context, this is before I began the rough work of taking apart the plumbing.
Back in the late 1700s, however, doctors literally blew smoke up people's rectums.
Yes, I did it. I blew smoke up my house's arse. I used a smoke machine used for automotive work to confirm that the vent was indeed clear. Due diligence. I've confirmed that the vent is clear using smoke. Fantastic. I was hoping to use the sewer jet to clear the entire line, but that didn't work out. So I'm back under the sink with a bladder. It's hooked up to the hot water outlet that I have outside, and I ran the hose back inside. And the bladder has expanded, it's doing what it should. Water is flowing directly through the line. So now I'm gonna take you back to the rear of the house where there is the clean out. I'm gonna check for water going out. Let's get to it. Now I'm back outside, I'm looking down into the clean out, and I'm seeing words. That is not supposed to be there. This is not supposed to be there, but I do not believe that this is the cause of the problem. Maybe a contributor, but not the cause. Let's clean this out. It's not supposed to be there. Words in a sewer. I put a screw through the handle of my outdoor broom, stick it in, and I pulled it out. Of course, I had to do my due diligence to make sure that nothing else was in there. So I stick it down again, rotate it, but it came out clean. It's a little bit difficult to see, but the water is flowing. It's coming down pretty good. It's clearing very well. There's no buildup, no backup. It's very consistent. So the sink indeed is functioning correctly. So now I'm going to put things back together, but I'm gonna add a new garbage disposal. But I'm going to leave that for a different episode. Yes, there are some other issues in the kitchen which I'll be addressing soon. However, with this drainage issue, it did not work out well. I cannot say that I won the day. I won the month indeed. Now, this is what ultimately happened. I called the plumber because I was out of time. The plumber did pretty much exactly what I did, and the sink seemed clear. However, once it was put through heavy use, it became stuck again and filled up. So we called the plumber, came, checked the sewer line with a camera, just as I did all this stuff. Well, seemed to have cleared up, but the following week the same. I called another plumber. I told him that, look, the toilet stopped working since this issue happened. It was just clogged up. He was saying, well, they can only deal with the sink. That was interesting. So whatever was causing the issue with the sink is now causing an issue with the toilet. But he refused to pull the toilet. That would be another job. He can only service the sink. Fair enough, but I didn't want to pay another few $100s to get that done. So I decided to go and plunge the sink myself. I mean, the toilet. I did so, and surely enough, the sink cleared up. So something is inside the line that is causing this problem. It is still there as of today, but the sink is not filling to the point where it's stuck and clogged. When the garbage disposal is engaged, it goes down every time, and the toilets are working just fine. So whatever it is slowly deteriorating, and I suspect it is paper towel. Now my toilets have bidet. It has bidet since COVID. There's only one that doesn't have it. So for the most part, I stopped using toilet tissue. So the one toilet that does not have a bidet, that one, I keep some toilet paper around. However, sometimes it runs out and I'm not aware. And yeah, paper towels are used. Happened before. Ladies and gentlemen, go forth, win your day. You won't win them all, but win your day. This day is done. That is over. My ass hurts.